Hi everyone, welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons series, part 36. Last episode, we went ahead and I think terraformed a bit more of the cliff, but I have completed it offline, so I'll quickly go ahead and show you guys that. I'm also planning to make this episode a bit larger since the last two episodes have been quite small and we hadn't really done much progress in those. So today we will be at least moving two of the villager houses as well as create some log stairs. I'm also planning to make a bit more terraforming and see how that goes. But the island is almost complete. As usual, since this is a new episode and a newer day, I definitely have to complete the daily task for now. I also found a bit more items, that is a couple of bells, as you might have seen in my pocket, as well as remove this one right here. As far as the fossil museum goes, I have been donating my fossils, but I think I still need around 4 fossils to complete it. Unfortunately, I'm not actually finding those 4s. No matter how many days I have been collecting the fossils, those 4 have been pretty difficult to find. Hopefully, I'll be able to find them in the near future. Since I've already checked out the mail, I think the next thing for me to do is definitely go ahead and talk to Tom Nook in Resident Services building. The one thing I did realize is that I have completed all the loans on my house, so I think I'll be able to do some customization on it, which is something I have been waiting for quite a few times. So I think we'll be able to do that today in this episode. As usual, let me quickly check out the recycling box, which is right here. We do have a baby bear right here, which is pretty surprising. I'm gonna take it and place it in my house. As for Nook's stop, definitely the miles are actually adding up. Hopefully I'll have around 300 miles every day. As for Nook shopping, nothing new. This actually reminds me there are a couple different DIY recipes that I want to buy. Those ones that are actually under Redeem Nook miles. So let me quickly go ahead and buy some of these. At some point, I definitely want to buy the Dark Dirt Path permit, which is something I'll be using on my island. As for the other tile permits, I think I'll wait a bit longer before I buy them. Here are some of the recipes that I definitely want to buy. The first one is the Wave Breaker. I think this is a really good item I could actually place on the beach. Now I'm not sure if we have to use stone or iron nuggets to kind of create this one, but I guess we can check it out later. Other than this, I do want to buy the drinking fountain as well as some of these other items you do get. The fire hydrant is pretty cool, but unfortunately we don't really get the recipe for this one, so I guess we just have to order this from Nook Miles. Other than this, I don't think I have any other item that I can actually buy for now. So we are gonna skip out the rest of the items here. For this day, I decided to go ahead and buy a log staircase as well as move one of my villager. And on a later stage, we can definitely time travel to the next day and do the same. So let me quickly go ahead and buy the log stairs right here. This log stays, I'm actually planning to keep it on the new cliff that I created between the two episodes. So we'll have a way to kind of climb that cliff without using our ladder. At some point, I am planning to go ahead and find the secret island. This island which we usually get when we go through the boat tour. And we have some items such as glow moss as well as the wine that we'll actually get from there. So I'm planning to kind of go ahead and get those items. Hopefully one of these days I'll be able to reach that island. The next thing I did is go ahead and talk to Freya. As far as I remember, her house has been right next to the ocean, and it's definitely time for me to go ahead and move it out from there. I have a really good place for her house, so I'll be giving her a new place for her to live from tomorrow. Right, so that is all with Tom Nook for now. As far as the house customization goes, I'll wait for that one right now. I think we can actually go ahead and place the marker kits first before we do anything else. Alright, let me quickly exit the resident services building and make my way to where I will have the log stairs. Alright, for this one, I'm thinking of keeping it in between the cliff that's coming to my house as well as this one. So as you can see here, it is an enough space for the stairs. I made sure that I only have 2 spaces this time. Let's see how the stairs looks, and I think this is really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it right here. So there we go, we have a new stairs for this cliff. And by the way, if you do see, I still have a bit more terraforming to complete, especially rough out these edges for the cliff. I think we'll be able to do that today in this episode. Now, since we are on top of this cliff, so here is the design for it. As you can see, I have to yet complete this whole design, but this is how it's going to look. I'm also planning to have another cliff on top here, a bit bottom from the pond. So hopefully I'll be able to get that completed. Definitely this was one of those cliffs that did take me quite some time. I think I worked on this one for at least 15 to 20 minutes to get it completed, and I think still we have a bit more to actually complete, so let me quickly do that. Since I am going to be terraforming a part of this cliff, I'll just go ahead and speed up this video so we can actually see all of this. I definitely want to keep another log stairs on the other side of this cliff. That is the one that actually goes to the campsite. But since we already have a log stairs today, so maybe I will wait for the next episode to go ahead and do that. Recently, I have been looking back to the design that I had on my older island. I think I have given a tour of that island to you guys as well. But if you have not watched it, I would definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and see it. Here is the link for that video. So I would request you to go ahead and check it out. I think it's one of my best island designs till to date. Maybe this island will look better than that, but I think we still have quite some time for us to actually decide on it. Anyway, like I mentioned before, I did go back to actually see some of the designs that I have done on that island. And I do see that we have way less waterfalls in this one. I'm planning to add more waterfalls, but I'm not really sure on the position for it. Maybe I'll be able to add one to this current cliff which I am creating right here. I also see that I don't have a specific place for a park or a historical monument area in this island, which is something that I really enjoyed creating in my last one. So I might have to rethink on the positions of the villager houses though. Anyway, there we go. That is all on the cliffs. Not that the edges are not that rough. I think it looks much better. Now I did have to make my way back to get some bells, but here we have enough of them. So let me quickly go ahead and donate them to the log staircase. Alright. I have enough, so let me quickly go ahead and click on as much as possible and yep, donate. So there we have it. This log stays will be available tomorrow if I do change the dates and time travel to the next day. The next thing that I completed was the loan on my house. Now I did mention before that I did not have any loans, but I actually forgot about the last loan that I had right here. But I did get that completed, so we are all completed on the last house loan. So now that's completed, let me quickly talk to Tom Nook right here. And this time I'll go ahead and customize my house. As far as the Nook Mile task goes on this one, I think you'll be able to get quite a few amount of Nook Miles if you complete customizing the house around 9 times. So definitely this is something of a goal for me right now. So let me quickly go ahead and do that right here. Alright, I'm not gonna be expanding the storage of my house yet, since the current storage amount is 1800 items, and I think I am still around 400 or 500 items, so I definitely have quite a huge storage. Now, since I have completed all the loans on my house, there are a lot of different customizations I could do. I'm pretty excited on this one. Some of these customizations will make your house look like your village's houses. So if you have a village's house that you really like, you'll be able to make your house look like that itself. In my case, I don't really have anything special, but I think I want to have a Japanese style roof. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this one. Alright, here we have the final design. I know this looks pretty weird, but I think this is something I really wanted to try out. Not something I would want as a permanent customization, but for one time I think I'll go ahead and try it out. Hopefully my house does not look weird in the next episode. Since that is completed, I think we have only one more thing left. That is to go ahead and get some of these DIY recipes. These ones I just bought from the Nook shop, and there we go, the drinking fountain. One more is the stone tablet. I think some of these items would look really good, especially next to a villager's house. So definitely at some point I do want to go ahead and craft them. Alright, let me show you guys all the recipes I just bought. So here they are: donation box, drinking fountain, stone tablet, as well as a coconut pudding. Coconut pudding was something I just got from Flo, which was pretty surprising, but I think it's a really good DIY recipe which I will go ahead and craft at some point. Next up is going ahead and placing Freya's house in the new place. This one is gonna be on top of this cliff. Initially, this is where I wanted my original house to be, but since I did have a plan on having a second house, and that house being a beach house, I didn't want both of my houses to be right next to the ocean, so I did move out my house to the other cliff. Since this cliff is empty now, I'm gonna go ahead and place Freya's house here. Now, I don't want it to be right at the center. I think I'll have it a bit more back. Let me go a bit more back and see if this is where I can actually place it. The reason for this is because I am going to have a log staircase going up to this cliff as well, and I do want a bit more place for it before I place her house. Let me see how it looks right here, and I think this one's a really good place, so I'm going to place her house right here. You might have seen Ken's house in the background. It's something that I definitely have to move out from there. I'm planning on doing that in the next episode, since I still don't have the cliff ready for it yet. But as for today, we have done quite a few things, so I think it's time for me to go ahead and time travel to the next day and see what we can do over there as well. Now, I did forget to show you guys the items in the shop for today, but here they are. We had one round light fixture as well as a hi-fi stereo, which I did go ahead and buy. Hopefully we have some better items tomorrow as well. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough bells to buy it right here, but I'll quickly go back to the resident services building, get the bells and buy this one. But that's all on the items that we had for today's shop. So here we are on the next day. Let's see if we have anything special from the broadcast. Ooh, alright, seems like red is on the island. So I can definitely go ahead and check it out as well. But that's all on the broadcast, and I'm pretty excited for this day as well. I haven't really done anything more on terraforming, but I have actually gone ahead and got some things ready, especially a new place for a log stairs, and decided to go ahead and move another one of my villager. As for the mailbox, once again, nothing new. I have been thinking of clearing out my mailbox at some point. Maybe I'll do it once I have around 100 mails. But here we have the fire hydrant that I think I actually ordered yesterday. And we seem to have the first of the Nook Miles task completed. The next one will be a goal of 3, which means I'll probably be able to complete it in the next episode. I'm still gonna go ahead and customize my house today as well. And the gold one definitely did look pretty good. I think it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So it's pretty nice to see my house like this. But I will be customizing it today as well. You know what, since we are here, I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. Let me quickly talk to Tom Nook. Go ahead and go into the option of about my house, and then I want to customize. I might change out the structure of the house itself. After all, we do have 4 different structures. I think around 5 if we are actually looking at some of the substructures. Now that I am here on the menu, let me quickly go ahead and customize it. Show you guys how it might look in the end result before I accept the request. Here we are. This is the house. I think this one is so much better than yesterday. I really like the red color on the house. Hopefully it will look super cool. Since we are here, once again I'll go ahead and get the talk on the log stairs. I have enough bells, so I'll be able to go ahead and get the stairs as well as the villager's house. Once more, I'm gonna go with log stairs. Now I did check out my bank account and I actually don't have enough for the stairs. So I might have to do some grinding in the offline to get enough bells. But I think it will be much easier now that I have quite a few ways to do that. Let me quickly go ahead and get the layout change. And as for the villager's house, I think I might go ahead and go with Elvis. It's been some time and I think it's time for him to go ahead and move into his new place. Alright, I guess we do have to definitely talk to him. As far as his house goes, it will be quite close to resident services building. And I think it's gonna be a bit hidden. Hopefully that's what is gonna be the end result after I do complete planting the trees. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and quickly move out his house. There we go. I think that's all on resident services building for this episode. So let me quickly make my way out and get the rest of the stuff completed. Today it seems like Freya and Bella are actually enjoying themselves right in front of resident services building, which I think is pretty rare. I usually see only 1 or 2 villagers roaming around but not sitting down, so this is pretty cool. As for Elvis's house, this is where it's gonna be. It's in the 2nd level of the cliff and I am trying to keep the house a bit in the center. The main reason for this is that I definitely want to add a log staircase in the other side of this cliff. Hopefully I will have enough space for it. But for now, that's all on Elvis's house. I think this is the fastest that I've placed anyone's house till now. The next thing I did is go ahead and place my log staircase. As you can see, I'm right next to the museum and I definitely want to have a staircase around here. At first, I did want it a bit closer to the villager's house, but I figured that if I do keep it too close, I might not be able to plant some trees around it. So I am trying to be a bit careful when I'm placing this staircase. After looking around for quite some time, I think this place right here does definitely look good. So this is where my log stairs is gonna be from now on. I do have to pay back right here. Donate the complete amount, which I'll do in a second. But as far as the staircase goes, I think that was the 5th staircase on my island. After all, we do only get to place 10 of them, so I do have to be a bit careful. I have a lot of cliff, so I'm definitely calculating on which cliffs I do need the staircase and on which one I can actually go ahead and place vines or either ladder kits. which are available in this game and definitely do look better than some of the staircase. Right here I did visit the shop. As you can see, we have quite a few items that I already have bought other than the stadium light right here. Either way, that's all on the items on my shop for today. Now I did decide to go ahead and add some waterfalls. As you can see, I am right next to where the campsite is gonna be, and I did add 2 waterfalls here as well as another waterfalls. Right here you might see that we have enough space for a bridge, which I will be adding in the next episode. And crossing the bridge down the stairs will be my campsite. Even though this took me quite some time to get all of this the way I wanted it to look, I think this one looks amazing. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this part of the river. There is a bit more here. I definitely have to add some water to this base, but this will look super cool once I am able to plant some trees and have some other items around the campsite itself. Initially, I actually didn't have this river idea right here, right next to the camp. And this one I just came up at the moment, and I think this looks pretty good. The main reason for this design is that I don't really have enough bridges on my island. Right now I think we have bridges only in 2 different places, and I just thought that we should have a bit more. And having more water on your island does make it look much better as well. Anyway, right here I'm just paying up the bells for the log stairs which we have here. So tomorrow or in the next episode, we will have a staircase which makes it so much easier to go into the museum. Alright, we have definitely did quite a lot in this episode, and I think we are at a really good place where I can actually end out this episode as well. Although I think we have one more thing left to do. We have yet to visit Red's ship right here and get a I guess a painting or a statue that we can actually donate to the museum. I did find that getting more statues from Red has become much easier, especially since we do have Harvey's Island, where he will be there every other day when he is not here on my island, which makes it so much easier to get all of these paintings and other collections. As for today, let me quickly check up on the statue. I usually do find most of these paintings, but I think statues are much rarer. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy this one. As for the statue, I think this is a genuine one, so I'm gonna just buy it. Now, even though if it's not a genuine one, I'm still pretty fine with it, since I'll be able to display it in my house or gift it to a villager. I'm also quickly gonna go ahead and buy these 2 items, which I actually don't have. I also really like this owl clock right here. I'm shocked that this is not something that we do get from Blathers, but yet we do have this item just sold right here. Pretty surprising, but I think I'll go ahead and take it. Anyway, that's all I had for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to support me more on Patreon, check out the links in my description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.